Hi, hello, welcome back to my channel Govind English Teacher. In this video, today we'll be learning linguistic concepts and language learning. So, there are major 5 steps are there, and the first one is stimulus, the second one is universal grammar, the third one is surface texture, the fourth one is deep texture, the fifth one is steps to learn English easily. So, talk about this topic. Our regular and respectable and responsible, resourceful speaker is with us. He is Javier Nasar, and he got many awards, national and international awards. Now he is going to share his experience regarding this topic. Welcome back to my channel, sir. Javier Nasar, sir, please.
Good morning, viewers. Today, let's discuss some misconceptions about the language acquisition, especially the second language acquisition. All of us believe that it's very easy to acquire the first language, but it is very difficult to acquire the second language, like English. If you believe the theory of the poverty of stimulus proposed by Professor Noam Chomsky, the international renowned linguist, the poverty of stimulus says that even in the first language acquisition, the child is not exposed to the sufficient linguistic environment. That means he suffers from linguistic input, but he overcomes this handicap because of the universal grammar, that is UG. What is universal grammar? There is a certain mechanism in our brain which perceives the universal grammar even without teaching it too much. We believe that unless we learn grammar formally, we can't use grammatically correct sentences. But it's not true. How are the native speakers able to speak English without being taught too much? What about our mother tongue? Do you know what is the role of grammar in your mother tongue? Have you learned grammar? Everything? No, we can't learn grammar in our mother tongue also. Even if I ask you to explain the grammaticality of your mother tongue, you can't explain, but you speak it well, you understand it well, even you write it well, but you can't explain grammar well. Why? Because the knowledge of grammar doesn't play much role in speaking or in writing, especially in speaking. Even if you teach a lot of grammar to your child, there is no guarantee that he speaks English well. Take for my example, 30 years ago I was a grammarian. Because I was primarily interested in the English language, only in the grammatical aspects. At the time, I was not so fluent. I was not even interested in the methodologies. But later, I came to know that it's not enough if you know grammar or if you are being labeled as a grammarian. The primary objective of a teacher or learner or a speaker is to speak the language. What is the use if you know a lot of grammar and you can't speak well or write well? The problem is if you know a lot of grammar, you may commit a number of mistakes in writing, because what you learn in parts may not be transformed into the skill in writing or in speaking. Some of our learners may write well, but they speak with grammatical mistakes, not because they don't know grammar, they know grammar very well, but unconsciously they make mistakes because the grammar is not internalized. So, all of us try to make speaking English or any language a habit. Believe that it is not a skill, it is a habit. The more you use it, the more proficient you will become in the use of the language. You must also believe that a child who is able to speak one language can speak many languages. Similarly, an elder who speaks his mother tongue will also speak the other tongue. Many tongues, even 20, 13, 14, 15, many. There is no limit for you to speak other languages. It depends upon your necessity, your interest, and your exposure to the language which makes you to speak other languages. So there is no limit at all. There are many speakers who can speak 14, 15, 16, even 20. There are many linguists. We know not only speak, they master the structure, they can explain, they can translate from one language to another. How is it possible? It's possible because of their confidence. Because they believe that all languages are the same as far as their deep structure is concerned. Now let us discuss the surface structure and the deep structure. When you observe the surface structures of two languages, they seem different. But when you go deep into their deep structure, they are the same. Of course, for example, subject, verb, object. This is the formula of English. And our formula of our mother tongue is subject, object, and verb. So similarly, there may be some other differences in different languages, their inflections and other features, their numbers. But when you observe them deeply, all the languages are the same. That's why we must believe in the theory of universal grammar or the universality of the language. That's why a person who is able to speak very well in the mother tongue will surely speak excellent in other tongues. It may be English, Hindi, French, whatever it is. A person who can't speak his mother tongue well will never speak well in other tongue. That is a fact. So, you have to trigger off your thought process. You should believe in yourself. You should believe that you are capable of speaking the other tongue well. Whether it is English, Hindi, or whatever it is. Since we are interested in English because of its international versatility, because of its international use, international utility, because of its many uses, we are concentrating on English. You must not believe that English is a very difficult language. A famous linguist says that English is the easiest language to learn, but the most difficult language to master. Of course, if you want to master, you may face difficulties. But if you want to learn it, there is no problem for it. You can learn it, you can speak it, and you can read it, you can speak, you can become fairly well in the language. Of course, if you want to become a master of that language, of course, it takes time. Because its vocabulary is vast, its grammar is complicated, its pronunciation is odd, its spelling is a misfortune to the rest of the world. But of course, you can speak it, you can write it, and you can think in it. So please make steps to become proficient and efficient